So guys, there is an update on the interview that was granted by Reverend Dachumo. But before we get into that video, let's take a look at some of the headlines. This one here says, terrorism is part of Islam. Islamic teacher declares in viral video, urges parents to teach sons how to shoot. So guys, you can see that this problem is not going away anytime soon. And you can see that these bad guys are being supported by their leaders. And we all know that recently this headline began to trend again, that when Chibok girls were kidnapped, America wanted to help them, help rescue them, only for America to discover that the secret plan was leaked to Boko Haram, meaning that there are insiders of Boko Haram in the military. So guys, like you can see, this headline here says, US abandoned Chibok girls rescue after Nigerian military leaked secret plan to Boko Haram terrorists. So guys, this one is very worrisome. It means that it will be difficult for our military to even work with other military powers from outside the country. Now, since this genocide of a thing started trending, many northerners have begun to speak up. They said the buying of Christians does not only happen in villages, even on campuses, and they've also said they are being denied so many privileges. Like you can see, this headline here says, genocide, northern Christians persecuted, denied entry to chapels. Netizens speak on systematic attacks, killings on campuses and churches. So you can see that the northern Christians have really gone through hell. They've really experienced a lot in this country. Now, to even tell you that these bad guys are not afraid of anything, despite the threat coming from Donald Trump to buy them, look at what is still happening in the country. This is a latest headline. It says, again, terrorists kidnap 6 top defense ministry officials on road to Abuja. So guys, you can see what is happening. And the worst part is the government is not even paying much attention to all this. If you've seen the body language of our government officials, they are not even taking these seriously the way Nigerians expected them to have taken all these. We are not really seeing arrests. By now, the forests in Nigeria would have been raided. These people would have been arrested. Those that need to push back to Niger and whatever country they are coming from are supposed to have been sent back. So guys, a whole lot is happening in this country because we know that these people, they are not Nigerians, but you can see how they are not the ones deciding how we live. So you can imagine these officials from the defense ministry being abducted. You can imagine what will be their fate at the end of the day. Now, this ex-minister is saying something interesting. Take a look. And it says, ex-army chief laments terrorists now collect taxes, make laws for northern Nigeria communities. So guys, this is coming from an ex-army chief. This is a recent headline, and he's saying that they are now the one that makes law for them. We already know that Nigeria has 2 laws. We have the Constitution of Nigeria and we have Sharia law. And now these bad guys, these terrorists are now coming to make their own law. So Nigeria is going to be governed by 3 laws. So guys, you can imagine what a confused state that we are in this country. So guys, before we get into the video, let's take a look at some of the reactions coming from Nigerians after this ex-military chief came out to say that Boko Haram is now collecting taxes from them. Now, this person here said, shameless leaders, always discussing the problem but never implementing any solution. They will continue to meet for years, and insecurity will continue until they man up and take tough decisions. Give people the right to bear arms. Let everyone have a gun at home. Chase Fulani herdsmen away from all forests and set up ranches for them in their home state. Bring your cows in trucks to sell everywhere else. Go into the forest and eliminate all the terrorists there. Simple. That's what this person is saying. And another person here also reacted and said, if this isn't enough reason to say Nigeria is a country of serious concern, then I wonder what is. Those shouting sovereignty up and down, where them they? The US cannot come and help you end terrorism. Cause in your proud mind, Nigeria is a sovereign state, yet foreign terrorists can seize your country and even collect taxes. That's what this person is saying. And the person also went ahead to say, do you know the level of temerity it would take for a group of foreign terrorists to not just reside in your country, but start collecting tax? This one is bombshell. Can you imagine? These terrorists are not Nigerians like we know, but now they even make the laws and now collect taxes. So guys, a whole lot is happening. Now this person says, instead of them to support Trump, they are burning American flags. Instead of them to be concerned about terrorists making laws for their communities, they flooded the social media with propaganda campaign. 1914 was a serious mistake. And this other person here said, no Fulani man will rule Nigeria again. President Muhammadu Buhari will be the last Fulani man to rule Nigeria, and he was the worst, and he triggered this crisis that is happening in Nigeria. So guys, that is it. And this other person here said, a lot of reactions from Nigerians. Nigerians are really angry. This person said, but Nigerian soldiers and politicians will come on Twitter and be bragging about sovereignty. Meanwhile, terrorists are collecting tax and making laws. And this other person here now said, when Trump speaks, they scream sovereignty. But when terrorists seize communities, collect taxes, and impose their own laws, they suddenly lose their voices. When sovereignty exists, when criminals, what sovereignty exists when criminals criminals now govern parts of Nigeria under this shameless failed regime. So guys, these are some of the reactions from Nigerians. I'm just going to allow you to take a look at the updates coming from Pastor Dachumo. If you've watched the part 1, this is the part 2, and he has still revealed a lot in this video. Take your time, watch this video, and let me know your honest reaction in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. Now take a look.
Do you think that a U.S. intervention will solve the problem of insecurity, or would it just worsen the already existing issue on ground?
This is what the declarations say, that it wasn't it. It will not. Why is it that? Look at it vividly. My Bible tells me I should say the truth, and the truth will set me free. These are people that are enjoying to loot government money by releasing their children, the almajiris and the rest. They went into kidnapping, robbing people on the way, sending them in all the states, and they do atrocities to the whole nation, and the government knows. And look at what is happening. These people, instead of them to come out and say, thank you, Trump, for coming in to help us. Why? The repentant Boko Haram have been exhausted into Nigerian army and air force, police.
Okay, we're going to come to that, because that's also another very sensitive issue.
And no, let me tell you, they know. I want to finish. They know definitely nothing they can do before our Nigerian army will arrive at a place where terrorist camp is. The repentant Boko Haram has passed a signal to them that we are coming. When they come to that camp, they will discover it's empty. They have already relocated to another forest. And here is it. When called prom is coming, they are wrecking, say they don't like it because they enjoy the game. But let me tell you something with the question that you asked me. I'm over 100% to 500% accepting the intervention of Trump, because Nigerian government, their hands are tight. They know. And that is why there's a strong influence into this government to deny that there's no genocide on Christians.
But what do you think Trump will do differently if he were to intervene? Do you think he will be able to find the perpetrators quicker, or what?
Trump will not find it easy, because some senators are sponsors to win election. They use the insurgent to block vote for them, to guide the vote for them, and influence it to come out with a fake, deceitful result. And the next thing, some governors, there's many things that I have secret, I will not say it here. How emirs, very soon, just recently, the whole northern emirs, they meet in the northern part of one of the states. And I know how they condemn the issue, because some of them have been hypnotized, they are in chain. Because if they open their mouth and speak, you see assassination on them. So the governors also, some of the governors are sponsored.
So you're alleging that some of these attackers are being sponsored by people in power?
Some of them that are in power, not all. There are those that are good. Even in the Fulani terrorists, the good Fulani doesn't want this thing to happen. Good Muslims doesn't want this thing to happen. Like coming to the fate of Muslim in the southwest and southeast, south. It's a good fate. But the character of Muslim that is in the north is terrible.
So are you able, and would you be willing to share proof of some of these persons in power that are sponsoring these attackers?
Let me tell you, I have it within me, but I will not say it. I've already taken an oath. I will say this one. Let them take me. I've chosen death. Let them take me. Who will come? The person that will surely sue me to court. That is when I'll come out. Because nobody that is not a sponsor of terrorists will respond. It's only the governors, the senators that have their deep hand that will sue me to court. Until when we read there, I know what God will give me to tell them.
Let's talk about the death threats that you're allegedly receiving.
Yes.
So you said that you have even been given a 7-day warning.
In the 7 day, they abusive fasting.
So who are the people you suspect are behind these threats, and what steps have been taken to guarantee your safety?
The people that have a hand in the terrorists, they will go to any land because they know if Trump came in, their business of the day will fail.
So you're saying that those who are sponsoring the terrorists are also behind the threats?
They are behind the threat. Even the Boko Haram, they are meeting. I'm aware of it. They have put money on my head. If anybody killed me, he has a price. And 7 days has passed. I have my 7 days too. Through prayer and fasting in the Lord Jesus Christ. The battle has been drawn. I will fight better if I'm in the grave. My blood will speak. That's why I spoke to my family. My wife is here. Nobody should give sissy if they kidnap me. It is the way for me to go to heaven. And by the time I arrive heaven, oh no, whatever I ask God to do for me for the sake of my people, in Christians in Nigeria, nothing will stop God from doing it. Because it's right in the Bible. Because the soul of innocent people that were killed on earth in Revelation are crying every day in heaven, saying, God, when shall you take vengeance for them, for us? They gave them white garment. Wait until other brothers have been killed on earth. That is, I'm one of the other brothers.
Okay, so
Yes.
I mean, these are very strong words, and I've seen a couple of those videos where you have said that you've given explicit instruction to your people
Yeah, they should never pay kobo.
that they shouldn't pay ransom, that your blood speaks better.
Because why I say this, listen, why I say this, it is in the agenda of Islamic terrorists. They should kidnap Christians as long as they can do and ask for ransom so that they will plunder the Christians and cripple their businesses, cripple the income that they will feed their family. And it's part of jihad. It's part of jihad.
So these threats that you're
So
receiving,
why should I take the last thing that my children would eat and they would just plunder me and end up, my children will be suffering? I know what is happening in the nation. Even my children, once they see the name of my children looking for employment, looking for service, they refuse. They will eliminate my children. Even if they write the exam very well, they saw Dachumo Ezekiel, they will just cancel it.
is this what is happening now?
Now to me,
And you think it's linked to...
it's linked to what is happening.
Okay, so these threats...
And that's getting what I told my children that, please let me tell you something. Every one of them must carry the cross. Be in Christ. Let Jesus take over your life. The country is something. Even when you are in the queue, you mention your name that you are Darin Ezekiel Dachumo. You are Vo Ezekiel Dachumo. Those women, they are married, so their name has changed. But once they discover they have a link to their father, they will say, this is a man that is giving us trouble in Nigeria. They should never give room for his children. And that's what my children are suffering today.
Okay, Reverend, I want to find
With
out
the graduates, they are not in, they cannot apply.
Yeah, I want to find out about the threats that you mentioned.
Yes.
You know, you got information that you have a 7-day warning, which you say the 7 days has elapsed.
It has lapsed.
So you also talked about the fact that you know about their gatherings. Do you have people giving you this information, or it's speculation?
Absolutely, from the bottom of my heart, insiders. Those that knows what I was doing is good. Let me tell you something. If my Bible says I should love my neighbor, and I refuse to love my neighbor, I'm under a curse. And this is what I love the Fulani, including the terrorists. I love Muslim, and I'll do anything. God has helped me. I've given form to Makkah. To the Fulani, they have gone to Makkah. There's one man that has gone to Makkah. During crisis in Bukuru, my house is among terrorists, among the Muslims, not terrorists. Let me tell you something. But it later become terrorists after the crisis. All Muslims, there was burning of fire, almost many houses in Bukuru, just Plateau State. All the Muslims, they cannot escape. Like that imam that was able to save almost 300 Christians. But over 100 people in Gar were slaughtered. My grandmother that I told you, she was killed. My uncle was killed. My best friend was killed. After a month, crisis emerged in Bukuru. And they all rushed into my house. The Muslim. My wife is there. Some of them, they were there. Even up to date, they are showing appreciation. And let me tell you, they came to my house. We fed them. And they need water to do salah. We provide the water for them. We did everything. I have to order my treasurer and the church secretary the last week offering and tithe. I said, bring the money. They brought the money. We asked for security because every place there was lockdown. We moved to Kaduna State. I went and load food stuff because all my food stuff in my house is finished.
Okay.
So I brought the food to them and we cooked for them. Then after they relaxed the coffee, we invited security men. Let me tell you, there was a Fulani man when he came. We invited, they came and took them away.
Okay, Reverend, for want of time, I want us to talk about the fact that it seems, and there have been speculations that Christian organizations and Christian leaders are conveniently avoiding these conversations, and it now looks as though you're acting on your own. So why do you think the silence exists? Although recently we've seen some Christian organizations converge, to address the issue, but people are saying that they're not talking about it enough as passionately as you are. Why do you think it feels like you're working on your own?
You see one thing, Jesus said in Matthew chapter 5, he said, you are the light of the world and you are the salt. What is the work of the salt? If the good is to give good taste. Chapter 5 verse 11 to 13. We are the salt of the earth. We are to make the country grow. Every Christian must make the country grow. We are the preservers so that the nation will not decay. If you put salt on meat, it will not decay. It preserves the meat. We are the preservers of peace in Nigeria.
So why are the other Christians silenced then?
I'm coming. They are silenced because they have lost their taste. And Jesus said, when the sword lost his taste, he will be silenced. He will never preserve Nigeria with the truth because he doesn't have the truth. He will never give good taste. A salt arriving in the soup, it has to dissolve and touch every part. That's why Christians must have a say in politics. We are the salt. We have to go into the world of the politics, but they are silenced. Jesus said, a salt that lost his silence will be thrown away. It becomes useless. They will be marching on it. Islamic people are marching. They are marching, definitely marching on Christians that have lost their saltiness. They are light, but they are under the table. They are not on the top of the table. Even Islam doesn't see light in them. They don't see light. Then here comes the Holy Spirit. Take over my body. You must cry out for my people. And God heard the cry. Trump responded as God responded to children of Israel in Egypt while they are slaves.
Okay, so Reverend, are you saying now that all these Christian associations are not backing you up, either in secret or in the open? Are you saying that you're actually on your own?
I'm saying that. I may not say they are not backing me because there are those that were regretting they are regretting what some of them have said on the social media.
So which of them are regretting right now? Has anyone reached out to you from?
Like I asked the chairman Khan, Northern State. I see the press release. I know what he said because they were in Kaduna. Kaduna people, they are buried more than how many thousands? Only when we go to heaven, you will know. The southern Kaduna are bleeding. What shocked me more is the issue of that village that they burned people over 200, where that village, the bishop came in Benue. The president of Nigeria arrived Benue, but he was not able to go to the scene of Yelwata. He stayed. He has the calling helicopter. He has many, even if the road is bound, he can fly over Yelwata and see corpses. But he didn't go. Haba, what have we done? Politically, we are under genocide. We don't have a say in Nigeria anymore. And all the appointed Christians in this government, they are those that have lost their saltiness. They are marching on them. And this is what is happening, my sister. My fellow brothers in the nation, Christians are in pain.
Right, Reverend.
We must do the work of Saul. Preserve the Christian in the north are dying almost every day. Like today, they are burying 2 people. In Rachi. I'm supposed to be there. But I'm here in Lagos. Should I give you the story of raping? I was there in the hospital. If you go to my social media, if you go to Facebook, you will see me live and direct. The Fulani terrorists came into the hospital and seized 2 Christian girls, took them to the bush, raped them, lied themselves. The woman came. In the hospital, I was there. I lay my hands on them and pray for them in tears. And other Muslims are on admission, but they didn't touch them.
All right, Reverend, you have made a couple of videos, and I want to also find out again, in recent time, has anyone from the government, local, states, or even federal, reached out to you or carried out investigations based on your report? And what do you think that the government should be doing right now that they're not doing?
No, the government, they must come out of their bias heart and come out publicly.
But have they reached out to you? Have they carried out any investigations whatsoever?
They have not reached out because they have seen the fact. Look at the recent killing. Look at this child was killed. And you are saying it's not a genocide. Innocent child. Look at this man in the bush. Look at him. Recently, I told them to take it. Look at another man was butchered.
And these are all Christians?
This is the grave. They are all Christians. I will bring that my church. Look at how corpses they are. Oh no. I don't want to talk much about this. And look at it. Look at our crops. They went to the bush and cut down our crops. There is no harvest for us. They put their cows inside. Look at the corpses of people that they have killed recently. I was there to perform the burial. Oh, this one is not clear. Look at the corpse of my church secretary in Yarwe, lying. And this church secretary came from the military sector. They were holding a meeting with the Fulani for peacekeeping. One of the Fulani, they follow him and track him down. They shot him completely. Solo. What will I say? Look at it. It's here. The crops that they cut down. Look at it. Evidence upon evidence out of hundreds of farms that have been destroyed. Now we are thinking with my wife what we are going to do to buy foodstuffs with the support that we are receiving.
And you think this has nothing to do with the farmer-herder clashes?
It has nothing to do. It's a religion thing. Do you think if we are the Muslims because they want to conquer Plateau? They want Plateau to belong as Nasarawa State. Plateau and Benue, they have vowed they will bring in under Sokoto Caliphate. And because we stand tall to be resistant, very stubborn to Islamic jihad, and we know, we have told our children, we are ready to die so that you have a place to live. And what we are passing through is to help Nigeria survive. Christianity in Nigeria must survive in the name of Jesus.
All right, Reverend.
Look at my church clearly. This picture came out. Look at his corpse. He came there to kill him. I have to look for money and take care of his wife with my wife and the church. We have to go in to help his family. And do you know what this boy was doing? He stood on the ground. God used him to stop cattle rustling. Together with the chairman Yeti Allah of Barkiladi local government. So when we succeeded in stopping the youths of the Fulani, we are not happy. They went and killed the chairman this year, Yeti Allah, who was blocking them not to come and kill us. They eliminate him. And look at the secretary, they're working together, they eliminate him. Then you are telling me that it's not religion, it's a real religion. Look at his corpse. When we invited the army, because we cannot carry the corpse, we have to invite the army because they were there, ambush, waiting for us to come. Then they will do the same thing they did with Senator Danton when Senator Danton went for burial of over 40 people that were killed. They were waiting on mountains when we are descending into, come and see, gunshots, practically from different angles.
Were some of these attacks targeted at children?
Yes. If they found children, let me tell you, I myself, look at it. You see, these are corpses in the grave. There are children inside. I will not forget about one woman. The up till date is still fresh in my memory. When we came for burial, the Fulani came. She cannot run because she was pregnant. They struck her and put their swords into her stomach. And come and see the festus flying out with her intestines. We have to gather. I was there performing the burial.
All right, Reverend, for want of time, you did mention that you were receiving support, and we know that thousands of families have been displaced because of these attacks in Plateau State, neighboring villages. Where are these supports mostly coming from?
In fact, this support, let me tell you the truth, is from poor people. Where is my answer? I gave them church account.
So
many of them decided to say they will not put their money, they want to support the work that I'm doing. They forced me to bring my account. And colleagues, some of them say, give the account. Then I release the account. Do you know, in that donation, you'll find 100 naira donation. Statement, I can release it. 100 naira, 200, 500, 1,000. The highest, there's somebody and his family, they release 500,000. And today, I'm going to take care, out of that money, the bereaved that I borrowed. I would see what God with my wife and the widows. On Thursday, I will be meeting with all the widows that their husband have been killed. I pass circular all over. So with what we have, we'll sit down with the committee of the church, the rural church council, and we'll come up with what they have sent in my account. I say, I will release it with my wife. We say, let us support. And we thank God, the Yoruba people, come and see, Yoruba from the south, they are donating. I said, I shed tears. And even some top politicians, nobody. I didn't see a lot of anybody.
Okay.
Or anybody from outside the country.
All right, Reverend, for want of time.
But some people from outside the country are supporting me. 200,000, 100,000, some will send $200, they convert it into the account, then I will see it in Naira.
That's the ordinary, like, citizens.
Ordinary citizens, let me tell you.
All right, Reverend, I also want to find out, because of our time, you mentioned before this interview that there was a council meeting, a church council meeting, and a resolution was made. Would you like to share what the decision was?
I was overwhelmed with joy. This is what we have been waiting for. But I went ahead of the church. I told my youths all over, rise up, the youth in Plateau, rise up and defend yourself to death according to Constitution. Because every time they will kill you will see a big young youth running together with his mother and his father into the bush. And they will allow these terrorists to take over the village and do anything. But with our resolution that we took of the Church of Christ in nation, I love it. Every youth of Church of Christ in nation, in one of our community, rise up and defend yourself to death with whatever God has laid in your hand. God asked Moses, what do you have? I will use it to save the nation.
Okay, Reverend, so the final question now is, what does a peaceful Plateau State look like? What does a peaceful Nigeria look like to you? And what gives you hope that that vision is achievable?
Let me tell you what gives me hope is when people enter into the fear of God. Many Christians have rejected Jesus Christ. They don't have room for Jesus in their heart. Imagine what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. The encounter between the angels and Abraham. Abraham asked them, if we find 50 people in Sodom and Gomorrah, will you spare them? They say yes. He went down to 20. He went down to 10. He said, yes, we'll spare it. But while we're suffering, many Christians have abandoned Jesus Christ. They don't want Jesus to control their heart. When God sits in heaven and say, these are my people, Abba, the insurgent will receive favor and they will begin to repent when they see the kind of reflex of Christ dwelling in us, let me tell you, the insults that they have even started, they are now surrendering their life to Jesus. There are some that I say they should not come out from Islam. Since they have accepted Jesus, remain there. If they are bowing their head, let them call Jesus in their heart. If they are doing awala, washing their legs, they should say the power of Jesus. Let me tell you, I have many. They will call me and say, Pastor, yanzu mun zama Krista. Aduan da kai a television, mun karba.
What does that mean?
It means you see Muslims calling me, will say, Pastor, we have now become Christian. And where are you? We are coming to be with you. I say, no, don't come. We have, based on your prayers, we have accepted Jesus through social media.
Okay. Reverend, what is your final message to both Christian and Muslim clerics?
In fact, my final message, all Christians should continue to display love, shed abroad over our heart by the power of the Holy Spirit. Let's try our best to show love, and this is what we are doing. I love the Muslim, I care for them, and every Christian must imitate. And to the Muslim side, you know you are. When you choose Nigeria to have peace, Nigeria will have peace. But if you refuse that Nigeria will not know peace, we will never experience peace. But already Christians are the supplier of peace. When I was invited by Josie, former Josie, into Rukubabara, and they gave me a chance to speak. What do you have to say about the same question you throw to me? My first statement, 7 Muslims were invited from different local government. Christian traditional rulers, generals from the headquarters, they were there with the GOC, and they gave me time and they asked me this question. I stood up and said, if you go to my Facebook, you scout, you'll find it. I say, why is it that one-sided is supplying peace for the nation? My fellow Muslims, why is it that, you know, if you stood on your ground and say you are going to supply peace for us in Nigeria, we will have peace.
Now, let's take a look at some of the reactions coming from Nigerians. Let's start with the one where the ex-military chief is saying that Nigerians are suffering at the hands of these bad guys, you know. They are being asked to pay taxes, and now they are also being asked to follow the law of the Islamic people, not the law of Nigeria. So, guys, a whole lot on the table in this country. We don't know where to even start. There are a lot of challenges facing Nigeria today, honestly. There are a lot of challenges. So I'm just going to take you through some of these reactions just for you to know what Nigerians are saying, because as it stands now, you can see that the government is not even paying heed to the plight of these Christians in the village. Tell me why the Tinubu's government should still be wasting time on going for a rescue mission after the US hammered this serious warning. I'm just wondering, why is it that Tinubu's government is not moving fast? This person says, so terrorists now collect tax in a sovereign nation like Nigeria. We can't continue to deceive ourselves. That is what this person is saying. They now collect taxes. Tinubu will collect his own. The terrorists will collect their own. And this person says a man who specializes in killing. If we can imprison Awolowo, Ken, Asuru, Wiwa, murdered Abiola and his wife without Nigeria breaking apart, we are moving to kill Nnamdi Kanu and nothing will happen. Abdurrahman Bello Dambazao, a Fulani and a Nigerian current minister of interior, said this in September 15, 2017. That they are moving to kill Nnamdi Kanu. Can you imagine? Okay, this same man, is this the same man who is saying this? Okay, says a man who specializes in killing. Jesus, more is being revealed here, you know. Now we have this post of Sheikh Gumi sitting with the bandits, and this other headline here says they are our freedom fighters, reminding the Sultan of Sokoto. And this was the US planning to recognize our region. At the end, the revolution will start in the north. Northern elites, the imam, politicians, sheikhs, etc. brought this to destabilize our country because of their thirsty for power. Enjoy your demon monster northerners. And this one here says, when the same northerners were romancing with the same terrorists, they thought they were doing Jonathan and his government. Now look at what they have brought to themselves. It's really so sad to hear that Northerners. Now, there is an image here saying Boko Haram, our Muslim brothers, shouldn't be died like pigs, Minister Pantami. Then we also have another headline here that says Boko Haram are freedom fighters. This coming from Garba, Adamu Garba. So you can see the sympathy of the North. That's why these people have been protected for long. They will tell us they are in Zambiza, as if Zambiza is in heaven. They cannot access Zambiza and end these people. If this thing had been nipped on the board from the beginning, I don't think we'll be suffering what we are suffering today. This person said terrorists are now collecting taxes, making laws for northern Nigerian community. Ex-military chief Dambazoao, Sahara reporters. This is not just a fact. It's a national tragedy. Can you imagine? This person says it's a national tragedy. And when Trump speaks, they scream sovereignty. But when terrorists seize communities, collect tax, and impose some laws, they suddenly lose their voices. What sovereignty exists when criminals now govern parts of Nigeria under this shameless, failed regime? That is what this person is saying. And another person here said, this is something we all know about, and we are ready to give them full control of the Arewa 10 states as a dependent Islamic Sharia country. Then the Biafran people will be free and be able to protect themselves. And this person here says, here is all you need to know about those blood-sucking Islamic terrorists collecting taxes. Here is where an Islamic cleric is saying, when they come to take your land, if they preach Islam to you and you don't believe, that they will come back again and preach it to you, that if you don't believe, they will collect taxes or they will buy you, something like that. That is either they collect taxes from you or they buy you. Meaning if they come to your land and preach Islam to you and you don't believe in Islam, that the Quran mandates them to either buy you or collect taxes from you. And this person says, but Nigerian soldiers and politicians will come on Twitter and be bragging about sovereignty. Well, meanwhile, terrorists are collecting taxes and making laws. Can you imagine that? And this person says, no Fulani man will rule Nigeria again. Buhari will be the last Fulani man to rule Nigeria. And he was the worst and triggered this crisis that is happening. Honestly, Nuhu Ribadu is planning to be the next president. That's what we heard, that's the agreement. Tinubu will hand over to him. But you can see the catastrophe they are bringing upon this country. Where was he when people started? When was he when these people started? Did he condemn their acts, and what effort did he personally put to ensure it was checkmated while in office? We should all condemn this terrorist group and call for help as a matter of urgency. And this other person here said, let's divide this country. Let everyone go his separate ways. The Northerners already have a government. They don't need to draw the rest of the country backward and stagnant. When the Southerners talk or cry about the abnormality happening in the North, they are quick to be on the defensive, claiming the Southerners are worse and should mind their business. So guys, this country, you can see the division among this country is unbelievable. Now, this person said, because terrorism is now instituted culture in the core North, Hausa Fulani Muslim region of Nigeria. That's why much impunity and audacity is tolerated and welcomed than to accept U.S. military foot on ground to wipe out the monsters since Nigeria government and military has failed. Instead of them to support Trump, they are burning American flag. Instead of them to be concerned about terrorists making laws for their communities, they flooded the social media with propaganda. 1914 was a serious mistake. So this is what some Nigerians are saying. You know, he was a minister of internal affairs and a former chief of army staff. Where terrorists not collecting ransom, yet this uncircumcised, and no, I don't want to use those languages on people. And this other person say, if this isn't enough reason to say Nigeria is a country of serious concern, then I wonder what is those shouting sovereignty up and down. Where them be? The US cannot come and help you end terrorism because in your proud mind, Nigeria is a sovereign state, yet foreign terrorists can seize your country and even collect tax. Do you know the level of temerity it would take for a group of foreign terrorists to not just reside in your country but start collecting tax? It's really, really so shameful. Honestly, it's really, really so shameful where we are as a country. Anyway, guys, I'm going to stop it here. This last one here says, I thought they are freedom fighters. Have they forgotten their freedom and now establishing a new government? After committing treason, government will use taxpayers' money to care for them and their families in the name of repentant terrorists. What kind of country is this? What kind of country is this? All of you northern elite leaders are abysmal failure. You failed your people, you failed your region, you failed your faith, you failed your oath of office, you failed Nigeria. Shameless leaders, always discussing the problem but never implementing any solution. They will continue to meet for years and insecurity will continue until they man up and take tough decisions. Government people the right, give people the right to bear deadly arm. Let everyone have a gun at home. chase Fulani headsmen away from all forest setup and set up ranches for them in their home states. Bring your cows in trucks to sell everywhere. Go into the forest and eliminate all the terrorists. Simple. So these are some of the reactions from Nigerians. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe, turn on the bell notification. Thank you.